Everybody, welcome back to another episode of FFB from the 50. What was your favorite moment from week 13? Go down to the comment section. Let me know what you enjoyed the most from last week's slate of the football games. All right, week 13 is in the books. We're going to take a look back at the week that was and take a look at the head of the week that will be. Week 14, the final week for many players' fantasy seasons. That last chance to lock up a spot in the playoffs. All right, here are some of the news, notes, injuries, and highlights you need to know going into that final week. Quarterback news, Lamar Jackson looks like he is highly doubtful for this week's matchup against the Pittsburgh Steelers. He had another injury. We'll take a look at it. Tyler Huntley is looking to start in his stead. Huntley played really well against Denver once he came into that game. Another quarterback injury that we're taking a look at is Trevor Lawrence, who is considered day-to-day with an apparent toe injury. Looking at the play that he was injured on, I am grateful that that was the limit of the injury. Hopefully he can get back and playing well. He's actually made some fantasy-relevant players on that wide receiver crew there. In other news, Jimmy Garoppolo looks like he is likely to miss the rest of the season with a broken foot. Early reports are that he did avoid the Lisfranc injury as well as other ligament damage, but he is out at least 2 months. It looks like it is the Brock Purdy game moving forward for the San Francisco 49ers. Purdy actually played pretty well after he came in for Garoppolo, posting 18.3 fantasy points, passing for 210 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 1 interception against Miami. And in other quarterback news, Davis Mills will return as the starting quarterback for the Houston Texans after Kyle Allen took the opportunity he was given and crapped the bed. Wide receiver news, looking relatively thin this week. Courtland Sutton is looking doubtful for this week's matchup against Kansas City. If you are looking to take a shot on some players, Kendall Hinton and Jerry Jeudy probably would be the best two out there on your waiver wire. I know a lot of folks ended up dropping Jeudy with the performance that Russell Wilson has had for Denver, but the opportunity should be there in what should be a very good game script for the passing game for Denver. Having said that, we've seen that before, and Denver has not come through. That passing attack has not looked good all season. But hey, if you're throwing a Hail Mary in the final week of the fantasy season, that would be where I would be looking. Some good news coming out on the running back front. Joe Mixon returned to practice fully today for the Cincinnati Bengals. Barring any setback, he should make his return in Week 14 from the concussion that has sidelined him. If you have had Samaje Perine, you have done really well in his stead, but it does look like Mixon will return this week. And some not so good news, Kenneth Walker is now looking doubtful for this week with the injury that he sustained to his ankle in last week's matchup. DJ Dallas is also banged up, so this looks like the Travis Homer show. So if you are looking to take a flyer on a running back that you need to fill in this week, I would check with Travis Homer and see if he is available. Deontay Foreman is not practicing for the Carolina Panthers, but is expected to play. Make sure you monitor his status closely. If you have Deontay Foreman and you've got a spot on your bench that you can free up, I would strongly suggest going out and grabbing Chuba Hubbard as an insurance policy. And J.K. Dobbins may make his return for the Baltimore Ravens this week. They are sorely needing playmakers back on the field with all the injuries that they've had. So good news there. Not a whole lot happening at the tight end position, which is a relief to be sure. In fact, the only real news coming out of the tight end position is some good news. Darren Waller is expected to return not this week, but next. So if you need him to make the playoffs, you might be out of luck. But if you have him, he might be there for week 1 of the playoffs. If you do play in a fantasy football league that does go to a 15-game season, now that the NFL season is expanded to 17, make sure you're watching these carefully. And also, you have my commisery. I'm not a huge fan of expanding it out to the 15th week, simply because in leagues that I played for in the past, that championship week, it is tough trying to make sure that your players are actually in there and not being rested for the playoffs. So by having your regular season end on week 14 and your playoffs being week 15 and 16, you stand a better chance of having all your players actually participating for that championship game. But each to their own. All right, folks, if you could, go down to the comment section. Let me know if you agree. Do you like the 14-game season or do you like the 15-game season? I already told you why I feel the way I do. Go down there and let me know why you feel the way that you do. Also, go down there in the comment section. Let me know if there's any news, notes, injuries, highlights that I didn't mention that you feel need to be brought up, and we will make sure we talk about them. We should have another episode coming up later this week. Again, I apologize for the delay on this one. I've been under the weather, but hey, on a bright side, I've lost 11 pounds in the last 4 days. So, got to try to find the bright side and everything. Okay, folks, that's it for this week. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to this channel, go down to the comment section, let me know what you're thinking. And hey, until next time, see ya.